Hi YouTube, this is Rose. This video is lockdown in my town. That's right, folks. 7 Bay Area counties have announced new restrictions on movement, just a short of a full lockdown. San Francisco County, Santa Clara is where I live. San Mateo, Marin, Contra Costa, Alameda, and Santa Cruz counties announced mandatory shelter-in-place orders for all residents beginning Tuesday, which was last night at after midnight. That was it. It got started, and I'll tell you what, folks. I was driving around thinking about it because I knew that I only had one more day to go drop off some things to my kids because I'm here at home in place by myself and just my roommate who works for the sanitation company, but luckily he just does the bins, the dumpsters. So really, he doesn't. He's not in contact with a lot of people. Okay, so I'm going to read this really quick. Order of Health Officer of the Santa Clara County directing all individuals living in the county to shelter at their place of residence, except that they may leave to provide or receive certain essential services or engage in certain essential activities and work for essential businesses and government services, exempting individuals experiencing homelessness from the shelter in place order, but urging them to find shelter. Okay, so they're homeless, but we're going to urge you now to find shelter. Okay, and government agencies, and why would it be any easier now when like nobody's going to take anybody in? Okay, government agencies, the shelter in place order, but urging them to find shelter and government agencies to provide it. So they're going to put all the homeless, I would think, in one under one roof. That should be quite interesting, especially since some of the things I'm thinking about this shelter in place thing, folks. There's some good stuff. We'll talk about it in a second, but I was thinking if you put the homeless that are either mentally ill or addicted or veterans, I'm thinking they're not going to do so good under one roof, especially when, everything is coming to a halt. And I would think that includes pharmaceuticals, which people are dependent on, drugs and alcohol, which people are dependent on. And if you've ever been around somebody coming down from drugs or alcohol, it ain't nothing nice. So that should be quite interesting. And my heart goes out to those folks. Directing all businesses and governmental agencies to cease non-essential operations and physical locations in the county, prohibiting all non-essential gatherings and any number of individuals, and ordering cessation of non-essential travel. And the date of this order was March 16th, 2020. Please read this order carefully. Violation or failure to comply with this order is a misdemeanor, punishable by fine, imprisonment, or both. California Health and Safety Code. So they're not messing around town, folks. I'll leave the link to this in case anybody's interested in reading this. But basically, we have 258 confirmed cases and at least 3 deaths in the 7 Bay Area jurisdictions. So that's the total of all those counties that I just discussed. We have 123 cases. Wait, existing cases, and at least 258 confirmed. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. Okay. Counties announced mandatory shelter in place orders for all residents being Tuesday for the next 3 weeks. And I really don't see how they're telling people 3 weeks. Like, in 3 weeks, this is going to be gone. Really? Have we seen other areas that have gone in lockdown? Are they out of lockdown in 3 weeks? No. I tell my family and my friends, don't expect 3 weeks. That's just the start. All these 7 counties announced mandatory shelter in place orders for all residents beginning Tuesday, which was at midnight last night. And I did a lot of crying because the thought of this whole area being a ghost town like Wuhan was very heartbreaking. But I did find some good things to the silver lining around this huge cloud, and I'll share that with you in a second. For the next 3 weeks, I don't believe it's going to be 3 weeks. I believe it's going to be a lot longer. All non-essential businesses will be closed and non-essential travel. Residents will be permitted to leave home only to buy food and other necessary supplies, to seek medical care or provide for others, which my family is doing so for me. Thank you, Lord Jesus. They are such a blessing. Elective medical procedures and routine appointments will be canceled. Dr. Sarah Cody, Public Health Director for Santa Clara, offered assurance on Monday's press conference. That is right here. If anybody would like to listen to it, I'm not going to leave it. About 7 million people in San Francisco Bay Area woke up Tuesday to nearly empty highways, shuttered stores, vacant streets after officials order residents to stay at home. And what I am going to say is, I am grateful for the fact that there will be no more drag queens reading story hour to our children. That's a blessing. Girlfriend's got her toilet paper. She's going home. She looks a little concerned, doesn't she? And this is right here, San Francisco in a nutshell. Nuts and fruits. We're just like, anyways, it's crazy in San Francisco, folks. But I was raised in this area, so I'm used to it. It's going to be very odd to see these city streets deserted. But like I said, the bars are closing. That's a plus. Um, you know, I'm sure I can think of some more things that are really good about this, but however, it is very heartbreaking for many that are going to struggle immensely. Like, I was thinking about, what about the homeless? They depend on people in the streets to give them money, and now they will be without completely. And this is so strange to me. Look at this one lady. She's got the screen is on her face, and that just looks horrible. They should have said something to her to scoot over a little bit. And what I wouldn't do to have one of them crab shots, but I'm not in San Francisco. I'm in Santa Clara, which is called Silicon Valley, which is near Sunnyvale and Mountain View, which has Google, Apple, Twitter, Facebook. We've got eBay. We've got NASA, Lockheed Martin, you name it, we got it. We got in the area of Fremont, Tesla, oh, and also in Mountain Views, Tesla company. So we got all those folks, and I really didn't think it would come here, but hopefully this will take care of it, right? We'll just everything down for 3 weeks, and no more trolley car rides. This guy's very lonely, sitting there going, oh, woe's with me. This is not fun. These people, why are they even there? Go home, folks. It's not a time to be celebrating. I think that everybody on the planet has done enough celebrating, enough drinking, enough smoking to last a lifetime, enough fornicating, enough. When New York City passed the law where you can abort children at 9 months, and you can actually, after the baby's born, discuss it with your doctor whether you want to terminate the child. what did we expect for to happen to this planet, and what God would allow for to happen, I should say. I really think that this is just par for course. And even though those evil folks, were dealing with principalities and powers in high places, they can only do what God allows them to do. And once they passed the gay marriage, thank you, Obama, then they passed these aborting babies, which doesn't make zero sense because it's more dangerous for a woman to have an abortion uh, at such a late stage than it is for her to actually just give birth. Okay, a level 5 is restricted non emergency travel outside the home, established a cordon sanitary. I don't know what that is. Oh, establish a cordon sanitary guarded line preventing anyone to leave in area affected by the disease. We're in trouble, folks. I'm stuck here. I cannot go to Alaska. Not now. That's about it for now, folks. I just wanted to share with you that we are on house arrest, every single one of us. And there, some of the pluses is, like I said, uh, a lot of the nonsense that goes on in California has come to an end. A lot of the nonsense that goes on in New York City has come to an end. And I hate to say it, folks, but I do believe it's coming to your town soon. So get ready, get prepared. My next video is going to be on what I'm doing personally to take care of this. And for all those that have family in the Bay Area, I'm keeping them in my prayers. I love each and every one of you, and I pray all is well with your soul this day. This really breaks my heart. I have my son in another area. My daughter just moved to Santa Cruz, and my daughter Ashley and my grandchildren. I don't get to see them anymore either. So thank goodness for the internet because I get to do FaceTime. And that's about what we're going to be looking at here, folks. And my personal guesstimate on how long this is all going to take, 1 year. But what I find very interesting is Trump said that it's gonna just be gone as quickly as it showed up, in a sense. I don't quote me on that, but basically he's saying it will leave. And you know what? I hope he's right. I hope I'm wrong about this being intact for and around a year. So, okay, folks, thank you for your precious time. Bye.